I'm taking as part of the subject that I took for a class called Python Deep Learning. So the objective of this program was to read the text from URL called Google and store it in a file called input.txt. So I'm using a module called Beautiful Soap, importing that, and URL request is used to request and open the URL, and all the body of the URL I'm storing in a variable called body and appending that to a file as a text. So this I'm taking input from the user, and if the user says yes, so it start creating the file, and if file will open, all the contents will be returned to the file called input.txt. So let's see. Okay, so as soon as I press S, so it creates a text file for me, so which is this guy. And the other objective was to perform stuff like tokenization, like the two types of tokenization, like sentence tokenization, word tokenization, and performing stemming on it. So we know that there is three types of stemming called Porter stemmer, Lancaster stemmer, and Snowball stemmer, and also performing the parts of speech lemmatization and converting it into bigram, trigrams, and also doing name entity recognition on the text. For this, I'm using a package called Nltk, that is nothing but natural language toolkit. So let's run this. It's a huge file. It takes a while for it to run. So basically it is taking time because it has to download all this stuff. So you see that this is stemming, parts of speech tagging to it, this is an article, and trigrams to it, and finally the named entity recognition. Finally, the objective of this program was to read the data from wedge20 and group and do a naive Bayes classification on top of it, and then convert it the TF-IDF vector to bigrams, and third one was to add stop words as English, and lastly perform KNN classification apart from naive Bayes classification and find its accuracy. Here I've used a library called scikit-learn. So fetch20 news groups is the dataset that we are using here. And the classification is multinomial naive Bayes. Divided dataset into training and test dataset. So it's taking a while to run it. So let's see. So I'm printing the statements when adding the stop words, when using a bigram, and finally the accuracy on KNN. So you see the initial accuracy on multinomial naive Bayes is 0.7739. Now we'll see the one for bigram. Then it's coming for the stop words, and finally the KNN classification.